In this video, I'm talking about my top 10 home pieces of exercise equipment for the athlete. I'm Aaron Robinette, head coach of Athletic Power and Performance. Don't be a piece, train holistically. With my list, I wanted to give you an idea of how I came up with my list of top 10 pieces of home exercise equipment for the athlete. So the first thing is I wanted to make sure the cost wasn't too exorbitant. So I want to make sure most everything is pretty economical on the list. The second thing is it really needs to translate to results on the field. So everything you're using, everything on my top 10 list really translates into results on the field. The third thing is I wanted to make sure that everyone under the roof can use it. So granted, make sure everyone under the roof is old enough to use the equipment, but from the youngest user all the way to the grandparent, even the great-grandparent, can use almost every piece of equipment on this list. The fourth thing I wanted to make sure is versatility. So in a lot of cases you can use 2 or 3 pieces of equipment at a time with each other, and almost everything you can use multiple pieces with each other. So there's a lot of versatility, and a lot of versatility with a lot of different exercises you can do. So each piece of equipment on the list, or almost every piece of equipment on the list, has a multitude of uses. And finally, the last thing is the ability to store it away. You're using it at home, so almost every piece of equipment, it can store and get out of the way, so you can use that space that you use for your gym. You can use, in this case, in my particular setup here, you can use for the garage, so you can still park the car in the garage, or you can store it away in different areas of the house. So that's what I came up with. That's how I chose my list. Number 10 on my list are power blocks. The reason why, first of all, this does not rate higher is this is the most expensive item on my list. But the reason why it's on my list is it's versatile. The athlete needs strength training, and these offer a variety of weights and very compact. You can move them off to the side pretty easily. As these sit right here, this guy is 50 pounds. And these actually adjust at 5-pound increments. So to give you a little idea of how easily they adjust, first of all, this guy is 10 pounds, and then they have weights inside. So there's 2 of these guys that are 5 pounds each. So this is 5. When I slide this in here for the single, this is 15 pounds. Or you put this in here, that's 10 pounds, so on and so forth. This goes all the way to 50 pounds. As these sit, this set right here is $2.99. So 5 pounds to 50 pounds in 5-pound increments. And these are expandable as well. So the expansions on these from 50 to 70 pounds, those are $129 each, available on Power Blocks website. So just look up Power Blocks. You look up at the website, these are the classic versions. And these also expand from 70 up to 90 pounds, and those are $129 for that set. So for, let's see, $299 plus another $230, you have a set that goes from 5 pounds all the way up to 90 pounds in 5-pound increments. A lot of variety, a lot of different exercises you can do, such as you see coming up, the chest press on the ball, doing lunges, stiff-legged deadlifts, overhead shoulder press, biceps, triceps, and all the other exercises you can think of with dumbbells you can use with these guys. Nice and versatile. Again, these are the most expensive things on my list, but they're compact, much cheaper versus if you bought all these, even at 10-pound increments. If you bought the same weight, you'd be spending thousands of dollars versus right around about $500 for this set all the way up to 90 pounds. So this is why this ends up at my list at number 10 on my list. Number 9 on my list are cones. And I'm going to talk about 2 different cones I use. 2 different cones you're going to see coming up in the videos are the little bit higher profile cone and then the low profile cone. There are advantages to both of them, such as with the low profile cones, you can actually put tennis balls on these. and do a variety of up-back type drills as you see coming up. So different things where you're doing line drills where you're grabbing the tennis ball and coming back. You can do drills where the cones are set up on a four-corner drill and you're running to the center, out to get the tennis ball and bring it back. And these also can mark different areas, much like the tall cones. The disadvantage to the low-profile cones versus the tall cones is it doesn't offer the need to jump over them, such as the single line of cones, hopping over and back, or even the double line of cones, where you're hopping over two sets of cones and back. And you can do a variety of that, and it forces you to jump a little bit higher, do a little bit more plyometrics. There's advantages to both of them. Having both sets, both types, usually for the tall cones I like to have 8 of these and a minimum of 6 of the low profile cones, but you can always expand on those. Relatively inexpensive. As you can see, these can be stacked away, moved out completely out of the way. Can take them anywhere, especially to the park, to the basketball court, or whatever. Do drills pretty much anywhere. And that's why this comes in at number 9 on my list. Number 8 on my list are medicine balls. And although there's a variety of different types of medicine balls, I'm going to talk about 2 main types. One, bounceable medicine ball, and then the other one is a dead ball. Now there's advantages to each of these. Obviously with the bounceable ball, there's a variety of exercises you can do, but let's talk about the dead ball first. So with the dead ball, the nice thing about that is when you're doing certain exercises, such as a chest throw, where you're throwing the ball across the park, when you throw it, the ball dies where it lands, so it doesn't keep rolling. You don't have to chase it down to get it. So there's different things like the chest throw. There's the deadlift, so taking the ball from a deadlift and throwing it up over you and making sure it doesn't land back on you. And then another exercise that I'm showing right here, you can do with either type of medicine ball, but it's nice with the dead ball. In this particular case, mine is a little bit smaller, so a little bit easier to hold, is a hopping lunge. So doing the hopping lunge with an overhead twist. So there's obviously advantages to that. With a live ball, there's advantages to having the ball bounce, such as doing a twisting lunge with a throw into the ground, and then the ball bounces right back up, so you can catch it. Also throwing the ball against the wall, so you can have a little bit of a rebound, where you're getting that explosive throw, and then you're having to catch the ball off the wall. The other thing I want to talk about coming up in a couple videos is this guy. So they actually make medicine balls with a rope through it, so you can do a lot of explosive twisting and turning type things. But they make this guy also, and I found that this was a pretty good alternative to that. When you get the tornado balls or the rope balls, tornado is one type of them, they tend to get a little bit more expensive, and especially as you get a little bit heavier ball, it gets much more expensive for that. So this guy, you can take your medicine ball, and you want to do this with a live ball or a bouncy ball. You can throw this in there like that, and then as you flip this around, you take the end and you tighten it in here, and through use this gets a little bit tighter. And then there's a variety of exercises, such as going against the wall, doing an explosive standing twist, or seated and doing the seated twist, for 2 of the examples of different exercises you can do, and that provides a lot of variety. A lot of explosiveness that really translates over onto the field. These are compact, you can move them out of the way, and a variety of different exercises, a variety of different things you can do with these guys. That's why this makes it number 8 on my list. Number 7 on my list are plyometric boxes. And although there's a variety of different boxes you can get out there, you can purchase them, these 3 I'm about to show you, I actually built myself. So this top one, if you want to find out how to build these, by the way, I have a video that goes through the details of building this top big one right here. So this top one, as it sits, cost me about $60. But as I talk about in the build, the reason why is because I use some of the materials for other boxes. So if I use those materials to build some of the other 2 boxes that I have underneath this, that I'm going to show you in a second, it would have actually made that cost a little bit lower. So the materials and being able to build these yourself, or having someone that you know that's really skilled to build these, is a really good alternative. So go ahead and check that video out when you get a chance. So these offer a variety of different things you can do, a variety of different exercises, a need to train in explosiveness for many different athletes, all the way from the football player even to the marathon runner. Getting a little bit of plyometrics for the marathon runner is actually very important as well. So the nice thing about these guys, and the way I built these, is these are stackable. This tall box off. So that's the second one. And then this guy unveils the third one. And the way I also built these is nice thick plywood. So there's two different heights for each plyometric box. So in this particular case, this guy is 13 inches tall, and it goes to 20 inches tall. So you can still use that, and it's still solid built that way. And then this guy is 17 inches tall, and then this can go 25 inches tall. And then this big guy right here is 22 inches tall, and it goes all the way to 30 inches tall. A variety of exercises you can do with these is hop up with a variety of different heights. So hopping up in the series, so hop up, down, hop up, down. Next one you can do is hop up with a step down. You can hop up, twist in the air, so you're standing to the side and you twist in the air to land on straight on the box. Or you can do a lateral hop up and down. You can step over laterally. You can do depth jumps. Depth jumps are simply standing on the box. You step down and you get that explosive plyometric contraction and you try and jump straight up. Those are just a few of the different varieties of exercises you can do with plyometric boxes. So there are a variety of different types of boxes. The price ranging from $100 all the way to $1,000. So they have the wood boxes as I have right here. They have some metal ones, so steel, where they are stackable as well. Those get pretty expensive. They also have a foam version to where if you miss a jump and you land straight on the box, it's a pretty soft landing and you really reduce the chance of injury. But as I mentioned before, go ahead and check out my video on how I built this box and how you can build your own box, and you can keep the cost low. You can make them stackable, and a variety of exercises. The ability to move these out of the way really translates over to the results on the field. That's why this comes in at number 7 on my list. Number 6 on my list is the jump rope, and I want to do this. The reason why this is on the list is price comparison. So when we look at any other cardio piece of equipment, if you buy the top of the line jump rope, this guy right here is actually $40. You can spend $40 even on up to $100. I'm sure you can find ones that are more expensive than that. But you're getting a really high-end, even this one at $40 is a really high-end jump rope. Compared to any other cardio piece of equipment, you're spending hundreds to thousands of dollars, and you can spend that on the lower end pieces of equipment. And you have to spend even more to get higher end pieces of equipment. So this guy, the reason why this does not end up higher on my list is there's not a lot of versatility. But as you can tell, it's compact. You can take it anywhere. You can do this anywhere. There's a variety of different things you can do with this, a variety of different drills you can do with this, but mainly jumping. It's excellent for getting a lot of plyometric type movement. Really carries over to most sports. So it gets that fast action, fast muscle twitch fiber. And it really activates the muscle in the body. It really warms it up in a sport-specific manner. So there's a variety of different things. And if you don't know how to jump rope, check out my tutorial that I've done on how to learn how to jump rope. So the basics on jump rope, how do you choose your jump rope, and all that is over in that video. So that's why this ends up at number 6 on my list. We're halfway down on the list, and have you been surprised so far? Are there pieces of exercise equipment you think should be on the list that haven't made it yet? Or are there pieces that I've shown you so far that you think, yeah, I want to get those? Give me some comments, let me know what you think so far. Number 5 on my list is the agility ladder. So as you see the agility ladder right here, it's in the storage capacity, so it's really compact. I can actually just take this and slide it under the bed or slide it over in a corner. There's a nice, easy storage capacity, but there's so much of a variety of exercises you can do with the agility ladder. So as you can see, there's a variety of footwork drills, different things that really train the hips to really activate, the muscles, getting that fast action, doing some hopping drills, doing some key footwork drills. In every sport, you need to be able to work your footwork. And you'll get in a lot of variety of different positions in different sports, from soccer to football to baseball to basketball, where you really need to be able to get your feet in and out in the proper position to where you don't lose your balance. So a lot of variety, sport-specific translation. And there's actually much more variety to the agility ladder than I'm even showing here or even talking about sport-specific. So you can even do like little push-up drills where you're using the agility ladder that way, and a variety of different things like that. So that's why the agility ladder ends up a number 5 on my list. Number 4 on my list is exercise tubing. And before I go into all the variety of uses you can use with the tubing, I want to talk about why this actually is not higher on my list. And the biggest thing is it doesn't translate as well onto the sports field. It does, it offers a variety of exercises, but typically when you lift weights or you use cable crossovers, which this can actually duplicate a lot of those exercises, what ends up happening is as you start to get the momentum going or as you start to push, the resistance is the same all the way through the movement, which is how it is on the sports field. When you're using tubing, as you stretch this, it becomes more difficult. So it doesn't translate directly on the field, and it changes the way you actually lift. Having said that, the ability to take this off and store it somewhere, the ability to use it, like I just mentioned, any cable crossover or any cable movement you do, you can replicate with the tubing. And the other thing I want to talk about is a variety of different systems. So I'm holding 2 different systems right here. So the single tubing, and then this one from Lifeline Fitness, which actually has 3 tubing, and they offer a variety of different types of resistance or levels of resistance with their tubing. This handle's nice because you can break it off and actually take just 1 tubing, 1 cable, and wrap that around, such as a pull like this, and do different things, such as a single arm press, a single arm row, an oblique twist, also a wood chop, and a variety of different exercises. You can use that with this guy, or there's a lot of different systems out there as well. So the versatility, the variety, the ability to store this off to the side, that's why this comes in at number 4 on my list. Number 3 on my list are suspension straps. And talk about variety, versatility, the ability to take these anywhere and use them virtually anywhere. So as I have them right here, I have them on my pull-up bar, and that's a nice ability to do a lot of exercises from the pull-up bar. But you can take these guys, I'm going to give another plug to Lifeline Fitness. These are their Jungle Gym XT suspension straps. These are the ones I prefer the most. The most famous, or the ones you may know most, are the TRX version or the TRX brand, and those are a little bit more expensive. These are actually a little bit cheaper. I like the molded handles, but they're both a really good set, and there's a variety of different suspension straps as well. But I like these because, well, I like suspension straps in general because, like I said, you can take them anywhere. You can take them onto the basketball court and use them over the hoop. You can take them as long as the tree is sturdy and strong. You can throw them over a solid branch. You can take them, you can put these in the doorway, as you can do with the TRX as well. And a variety of other suspension systems, you can do them over the doorway as well. And with a pull-up bar like this. So there's a variety of different exercises. You can do a suspended chest press or push-up in that case. You can do rows. You can do lunges. You can do a version of leg curl. It's called a hip extension knee flexion, as you're seeing right there. And that works your hamstrings. You can do a reverse fly, works the back of the shoulders, biceps, triceps, and a side plank. And the nice thing with the side plank, with the suspension straps, is you can do that with a rotation, which really adds a lot more oblique activation as well as a lot of shoulder activation, because you have to hold your shoulder to hold your entire body. So a variety, those are just a few exercises. There's a variety of different exercises you can use with these guys. Again, versatility. And the nice thing about these guys, I'm going to show it in this video, is you can take your high level athlete doing a suspended push-up, and that high level athlete can work out with his great granddad or great grandmother right there, and the same exercise, just a lot less strenuous. And the grandparent or whoever the other exerciser is can do the same thing, jump right in, and you can trade the exercises without a lot of adjustment on these. Again, so many different reasons, but this is why this comes in at number 3 on my list. Number 2 on my list is a pull-up bar. And I want to talk about this versus having a squat rack. So the reason why a squat rack did not make it on my list and the pull-up bar did is simply because of cost. You actually have a lot more variety with a squat rack. You have the weights, you have the squat bar, the weights and everything if you have that with it, provided you have a round bar up here, because some of the squat racks do not. They have more of a square bar, so you can't really do the pull-ups. But I like this because with number 3 on my list, with the suspension straps, you can use that with a pull-up bar. With the tubing, number 4 on my list, you can use this with a pull-up bar, with a variety of different exercises. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and check out my video on how I built this particular pull-up bar. But there's a variety of different exercises you can do with this guy. Everything with the suspension straps, so such as the chest press, the lunges, and all those different things. The tubing with the wood chop and all those different things. You can even use this doing like some balance stuff and using the squat or the pull-up bar in this case to help you stabilize as you're doing whatever balance type exercises you're doing. So variety, the cost on this guy as I have it built is under $150 versus a squat rack. You're spending at least $400 or $500 for a solid one, or even more, and plus with that one you have more weights. If you already have a squat rack, you're well ahead of the game because you have that. Hopefully you have the weights with that, but that's why that doesn't make it on the list, because of the cost versus the pull-up bar and the variety of different things and the variety of uses with all the other pieces of exercise equipment I've already listed. That's why this makes it number 2 on my list. We're almost done with the countdown. We have one more piece of exercise equipment left. So what do you think so far? Have we hit most of the pieces of exercise equipment that you'd like? Have we missed some things that you think really should be on this list? Again, let me know in the comments. And also, what do you think number 1 is? Number 1 on my list is a Swiss ball. And there are so many different reasons. From a professional angle, there's a variety of different exercises without any other equipment that can take someone through, anyone from the person that's never been on the athletic field to the highest level athlete. I can take them through a variety of exercises just on the Swiss ball and really fatigue them, get the exercise where it really translates really well onto the field, whatever the sport is. So having said that, there's a variety of different exercises you can do with the other pieces of exercise equipment I've already listed, such as the power blocks. One thing I want to talk about with the Swiss ball is you want to make sure you spend a little bit of money with this. You don't want the $5, $10, $15 one. You want to spend roughly at least $40 or more for the Swiss ball. The reason for that is you want this at a burst rating. What the burst rating means is if you get a hole or if it tends to fail, it won't pop like a balloon. Those cheap ones will do that. Especially if you're using weight with these guys, you want this rated at whatever you lift plus whatever you weigh. You want it at least probably 100 or more pounds more of burst rating than your weight plus the weight you're lifting. That way you're really secure that if it does fail, you're going to be let down a little bit slower than a pop. I mean, it's not going to be wonderful, but you want to, again, make sure you spend a little bit of money on these guys and have a high quality. Having said that, it's very versatile. You can put it off to the side, a variety of different exercises, and really translates really well onto the field. Plus, you can use it with a lot of different pieces of exercise equipment. That's why this guy is #1 on my list. So what did you think of the list? Were there some surprises to you? Did you find some things that might be helpful for you if you got those pieces? Are there some of your favorites that didn't make the list? Give me some comments below. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, subscribe to my channel.